Up and up he went, and found himself on the next level. Though paradoxically he was back in the lower district. Dwarven ruins oftentimes distorted time and space to their own needs. They were crafty that way. He was definitely going the right way, though. His faith in that was unshakable. Suddenly, he was ambushed by spiders. Suddenly, he was standing before a pile of dead spiders. Because that's the way Picks and Pooks rolled on a Saturday night. You'll have to pardon me.
What was that?
There you are. Never should have come here.
He activated a lever which seemed to not do too much, unfortunately. But what did do enough was his big-ass mace. In big-ass mace we trust. The Afflicted had some rather nasty things to say. But Picks and Pooks had a very corporeal rebuttal. And when I say corporeal, I mean corporal. And so on he journeyed. It got darker here, as though the ruin was starting to fall into greater disrepair as he went forth. He half expected to be finding Falmer and Chorus any moment now. For once dwarven ruins get even slightly dilapidated, those creatures are never far behind. Strange flora seemed to adorn these places. Fungi like he'd never seen before. And he'd seen a lot of fungi. These Afflicted, for one so diseased, did not seem to be suffering so much from the disease. They were showing no signs of pain or anything, really. He wondered why these ancient dwarven defences had not roused themselves in order to defeat the Afflicted, but clearly they didn't see any point in that. Picks and Pooks spied another lever and decided to yank it. Yanking it caused his whole world to freeze for a moment, but then after that everything was basically fine. One more swing, another dead Afflicted. In their large numbers, they were actually starting to become something of a worry. Fortunately, Picks and Pooks wasn't even trying at this point. Should they ever become a true threat, he had so many different ways in which he could step up his game. So up the stairs he went, feeling somewhat more disorientated now that he had two eyes full of puke. He wasn't quite sure how best to proceed. But he would figure it out, for he was a Pixen. He saw another set of stairs in the distance. They would no doubt be the answer he sought. More spiders. More scrap metal. Hopefully, This journey was coming to its end. He made his way to the study. No doubt this is where his elven target lay. But no. It would seem he still had further to go. He had seen this kind of trap before. He was not worried. No doubt some sort of creature would fall from here. Dwarven spear monster. It would be no trouble to smash it to pieces. And lo, it was smashed to pieces. The gate proved no trouble to get by. A spot of loot kept him somewhat happy. And the door to his next area presented itself. Once again, he found himself in the lower district. And once again, he found himself not where he needed to be. Pixenpooks was beginning to worry that this godforsaken ruin might just last forever. No doubt that is a thing that dwarven ruins can do. He saw someone in the distance, no doubt another afflicted, several in fact. Countless. Almost half a dozen. He decided now was a great time to play Dovahkiin bowling. The afflicted who had not fallen over fell for a different reason. Luke swung his mace. That afflicted was a good defender, but not good enough. This fell before even the final headbutt. And with that lot out of the way, he carried on. That was the way of the Dragonborn, to always carry on. The next level, hopefully the last, he made his way to the Arcanex. That sounded sufficiently important. Surely the elf must be here. Surely there can be no more. Indeed, he felt that he was in the same room as his prize now. A grand dwarven chamber, seemingly besieged by invasive flora. Unfortunately, Pixenpooks found himself trapped underwater, but then he found himself not trapped underwater, and so he carried on. The dwarven defences were tickling him slightly. That one blew to pieces. This one would no doubt follow. It was a sturdy little bugger, that's for sure, but finally, with a pop and a burst of lightning, it was done with. 2 sweeps, and the sphere was down. But now a master stood before him. It was all getting very tedious. Pixenpooks hoped that the elf died slowly and painfully for putting him through all of this. If there was one thing Pixenpooks hated more than anything, it was having to put in time and effort into anything. He had long since earned his mastery in all schools of proficiency. He felt that the days for work had